Bottom tier character Tomozaki season 2 episode 13. And wow, what a last episode this was. This is an episode where I think a lot of people saw many things that were not expecting them to happen. I think this is one of those episodes that again is definitely on the surprise side. Not because it did anything bad or anything wrong. No, it was nothing like that. But because there were so many big decisions that it surprises a lot of us, including me, because yeah, it did many things that I were definitely not expecting them to happen. And I guess the biggest decision of them all was, Tomozaki actually choosing Kikuchi. I actually thought that Tomozaki wasn't actually going to choose anyone. I think I mentioned this in the previous episode, but I thought that he was neither going to choose Minami nor Kikuchi. But apparently I was wrong, because as we saw in this episode, he actually did choose Kikuchi, which again was the biggest surprise for me, because all this time I thought that no, he didn't like anyone, that he didn't have feelings for anyone, because maybe he wasn't close enough to anyone. But I guess I didn't see the episodes correctly or analyze the episodes correctly, because maybe it was apparent all this time that maybe yeah, at the end of the day Tomozaki was going to choose Kikuchi. I mean, in the last episode there were definitely some signs that Tomozaki was actually going to choose Kikuchi, because he did say in the last episode that he was going to ask Kikuchi a question after the play. So yeah, that was definitely an indication that maybe he was actually going to choose her. But besides that, maybe there were some hints before that I simply didn't see. But yeah, regardless of that, yeah, he did choose her and he didn't choose Minami, which means that one of the fan base is, I guess you can say, happy, and another part of the fan base is a little bit sad, because I mean, he didn't choose their girl. To be honest, I think I said this also in the previous episode, but I didn't actually have any favorite per se. If you were to ask me, if you were to force me, who he was going to choose between them two, just between them two, then I would have probably said Minami. Not because I wanted him to end up with her, but because I think that is what the episode gave me the impression. I guess the other big surprise besides, finding out that he actually chose Kikuchi was him actually ending up with her. Because I mean, it is one thing to choose her and it is another thing to end up with her. And as we saw in this episode, well, he did end up with her. Because before we got to that, it was explained to us that, Tomozaki actually did choose Kikuchi. It was sort of weird because, I mean, in a way, Tomozaki didn't actually confess to her, but also in a way he did. I guess the talk they had in the previous episode where they were talking about the play and about what Kikuchi should do and what she should not do. It was in a way Tomozaki confessing to her. It was in a very indirect way at that, but yeah, it was in a way confessing to her. And I guess you can also say that Kikuchi actually understood that. That Kikuchi actually understood that, Tomozaki was actually being not necessarily precise with what he was saying. He was in a way also saying another message or conveying another message. I think Kikuchi understood this, and that is why she chose to, I guess you can say, alter the ending, because she knew that if she chose to end up the story with the two characters that she wanted them to end up together, that was also in a way saying that yeah, she wanted to be with Tomozaki. But because she didn't do that, because she thought that was selfish, she also by doing that rejected Tomozaki. So yeah, Tomozaki understood this, and that is why he was very depressed. And he was actually very valiant. He was actually very, I guess you can say, honorable from Minami, that she actually gave courage to Tomozaki to go to Kikuchi and confront her. That was actually very honorable. That was actually very, a good thing that Minami did. That tells you that she is actually a very nice girl, that she's not a snake, that she doesn't only think about herself. So yeah, that was actually pretty nice to see. And yeah, at the end of the episode we see how, basically in a way you can say Tomozaki talks his way into being in a relationship, although not really, because I mean, at the end of the day Kikuchi did actually like Tomozaki. It was not like Tomozaki was forcing her. Even Tomozaki himself knew that Kikuchi actually did like him. So yeah, like I said at the beginning, in anime like this there's always bound to be some people that are going to be disappointed and other people that are happy. This is just the nature of the anime. This is something that should be expected, and this is why in a way I didn't choose or prepare myself or mentalize myself for Tomozaki being with anyone, because that would have meant that sooner rather than later I was going to be disappointed if he didn't choose the girl that I wanted him to be with. And yeah, because I didn't do that, I wasn't disappointed or anything like that. I was actually happy with the ending. I know this is not the story for all of you. Now talking about the anime in general, I have to say that I enjoyed the season. Of course that is a given, taking into account that I reviewed the whole anime. So yeah, I found the second season to be very enjoyable, just like the first one. And I don't know if there's any more story after this. I haven't read the source material. I don't know if this is where the story ends. I don't know if there's something more to be adapted. If there is, hopefully there is a third season, and if there's not, then I guess this is the anime. But But yeah, I mean, I think I said pretty much everything that happened in the episode. And yeah, I mean, that was my review of the second season and of the anime. I hope you all enjoyed it. And that will be everything by me.